Okay, Dav, we'll sort of get to the main talking point, I suppose, in a minute, but ultimately it's another win, another clean sheet. You must be happy with the performance today.
Yeah, no, definitely. We highlighted to the lads, I think it was the Farsley game, that we wanted to play as almost like a reset. So since the gaffer and myself have come in, performances have dramatically improved. I think the mindset's shifting. But obviously in the early couple of games we weren't getting the results. The performance probably justified. But now since Farsley, that's 3 wins, a draw and a defeat. So we're pleased with how that's turning. But ultimately now it's about moving on to the next one and trying to make that 3 back-to-back wins.
So obviously there was the big kind of focal moment of the game, I suppose, came in the second half. Red cards flying around all over the place. I won't pretend I saw everything that went on. What did you make of it? And I suppose did you think that the outcome of it all was fair?
I've got to be totally honest. I don't really know. Didn't see any incident myself, but obviously I was a little bit too far away. I know there was a challenge and then a sort of one-to-one between Matty and their player, and then from there then it just became a little bit out of hand. So I don't know an awful lot about it. Obviously I'm sure we'll learn a few things from it, but yeah, that's I think that's one to find out a little bit more about and then make further comments from that. Not that I'm shying away from it, but generally don't know an awful lot about what happened. Obviously you see the cards flying around and a couple of people coming onto the pitch from the side, and if I'm completely honest, it was just about focusing on the job at hand and making sure that we were right for when the game restarted.
Just want to touch on the discipline side of things, because there's been quite a few suspensions for things like violent conduct and professional fouls, that kind of thing. Is that a concern, or is it just the price you pay for finding a way to win a game?
No, I'd say that it's a concern because ultimately, with suspensions come obviously missing out on some important players. We haven't got a massive squad anyway, but obviously we're missing important players for important games. So yes, it's a concern, and it's one that we'll look to address. But we've got no concerns about the type of people or the type of players that we've got in the group. They're a great group. They've been different class for the gaffer and myself since coming in, and they're really great people. So it's not a concern on that front, but it is something to maybe address, because ultimately we're now missing 2 key players for the next few games. So that's maybe a conversation for the start of next week.
Finally then, we haven't spoken to you since you first joined the club. How are you enjoying your time here? It's been a bit of a mixed bag results-wise, but how have you found it so far? Yeah,
absolutely loved it. I think from day one, performances dramatically improved, and then obviously we had a couple of games where we were in the lead, and as a result, we end up coming away from games with a point or even nothing. When you look at games like Chester and Telford here, there's 3 or 4 games, so results weren't great and that was tough, but we never once had any concern about the ability within the group or the attitude. They've worked incredibly hard for us. It was more of a mindset shift. They've gone through a tough spell at the start of the season before we come in, and so we've tried to work a little bit on that, but things are starting to click now. Performances are good. The attitude is really good of the players. They work hard every day, and also I think we've got just a really good understanding of how we want to play and how we feel we can bring success to the club and hopefully now climb the table. So we've got an important period coming up over Christmas, and hopefully what we've produced in the last couple of weeks continues on to the next few games and we bring a bit of consistency on the pitch.
Thanks very much, Daff.
Cheers, thank you.